Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this episode of Let's Chat, I'm going to be sharing with you some tips on how to be a girl boss. This question came from Instagram, actually, from the Instagram account Wildly Wholesome, and she has lots of awesome food pictures on her Instagram account. So thank you so much, Wildly Wholesome, for this question. You guys should definitely go check her out. And so I'm excited about this question because I am a girl/woman and also a boss. I run a business with my husband, and I've been running a business for about the past 6 years. So while I'm not I don't know everything. I have experienced a lot of different things and had lots of trial and error, so I would love to share some of my tips with you, and I hope you guys are excited about them. So I wrote my tips down because I can't always remember everything. So I have 6 different tips with you, and we're just going to chat about them. So let's go down the list. My tip number 1 is to be really passionate about what you do. And I think if you're wanting to start a business, the best thing to do is figure out what is it that you naturally love and that is really exciting for you, because there's many times when you're running a business where it's no longer fun, like the honeymoon phase is over and it just becomes a job, and you just have to get work done. And so if it's not something that you actually are really passionate about, when that honeymoon phase is over, or there's days or weeks or months that are just really hard, it's going to be that much harder if you don't even like it. And so find something that you already naturally like and that you're really passionate about, and that's a good indication of maybe the direction that your business should go in. Tip number 2 is to be kind to yourself and don't compare yourself to others. So this is kind of twofold. Being kind to yourself, I think, means a lot. I think you should be kind to yourself in how you speak to yourself, the words that you say out loud, but also the things that you think, how you take care of yourself, how, exercise and eating well and getting enough rest. But I also think in the digital age that we have, it's really important to not compare yourself. Now, these are things that I am working on myself. So I'm not necessarily a master of all of these, but they're definitely tips that I think are important for being a woman and running a business, especially if your business has any type of presence online and social media, because there are always going to be people who are maybe take better photos than you, or make more content than you, or funnier than you, or more creative, or smarter, or whatever it is. And you can't get caught up in comparison. And I definitely have seasons where maybe I don't feel as good about myself because our channel doesn't have as many subscribers as I hope it would, or our Instagram doesn't have as many followers, or we don't get as many likes as I would like. All those kind of numbers, I think everybody can relate to that. And I think the key when that's happening, I just don't do the scroll as much. I don't explore other Instagram accounts or things like that. If I start to feel myself doing that little comparison game or feeling down on myself, I kind of put myself in a social media timeout and have to remind myself, you know what? You are you. You create the content that you create, and you do help people, because I get emails from you guys saying, the things how Healthy Grocery Girl has helped you, and those emails really mean so much to me and remind me that, hey, we are making a difference and that we are helping people, and you just have to keep, doing what you do. And I think when you stay focused on creating good quality content, you're really enjoying it, you love what you do, and you are helping people, that's all that you can do. You cannot control how many people like your pictures. You can't control if someone creates a better looking smoothie bowl than you. You just can't control those things, and you just cannot compare yourself. The saying, comparison is the thief of joy, is so true. So I think it's really important to just do you and don't compare yourself. Number 3 is to take care of yourself. And this is in food and exercise and sleep and faith and all those areas that I think are really important for, being whole and being healthy. Because when you run your own business, it's really easy to have burnout, and it's really easy to just go, especially if you're really passionate about what you do. It can be really hard to take breaks and to stop because you just want to keep going because you're so excited about what you're doing. And so it's important to eat really well. It's important to get enough sleep. Of course, to exercise and stay active. It's important to make time for relationships. I'm a person of faith, so I try to make time to read my Bible and pray. and also to spend time with like my other relationships, like make sure my husband and I have time together, and even like go and meet friends and just eat food and not talk about work. And so you have to take care of yourself, especially if you are maybe the only person running your business, because if you get sick, like there's nobody else to run your business. So you have to take care of yourself. Number 4 is to learn to ask for what you want and for what you're worth. And this has taken me a long time, and I'm still getting better at this. But if you work with clients, like let's say, for example, I don't know, you're like a graphic designer, and some company reaches out to you and they want you to do like a bunch of graphics for their business or whatever. It's really important that like you figure out what price and what rate you're comfortable with, and to charge that. And if that's a true reflection of like the quality of your work, and what you want to get paid. Because there are people that will pay you what you're worth. And obviously, like if you run your own rates, sometimes you can be negotiable with those depending on like, you know, if you really want to work with that person or what their budget is or all of that. Like if you run your own business, you can decide if you want to change those rates a little bit. But I know personally, like one of my biggest sources of stress is when I don't feel respected, and when I feel like taken advantage of, and I feel like a partnership is not like a win-win situation. And that's never a good place to be in. And I think when you're just starting out your business, like sometimes you're really eager and for clients, and it's very easy to just like say yes, yes, yes to everything. And I think that that's important in the beginning, you know, to say yes to things. You gotta, you know, some money is better than no money if it's a partnership that you feel comfortable moving forward with and a client you're excited about. But as you get going, like in order for you to not have burnout, in order for you to feel appreciated and to feel, you know, happy in what you do, like you have to price your services at a rate that makes sense for you. Another good example, like if you're like, I'm a registered dietitian, I offer personal nutrition coaching through our business. If let's say you're a dietitian as well, or maybe like you are a health coach and you offer consulting services, to really figure out like how many hours do you put in to like that appointment, and you know, breaking that out to make sure that you're getting paid accurately. You have to factor in like taxes that are going to come out. You're going to have to pay taxes out of that as well. So there's a lot that goes into factoring like what you charge for things, but that's really important because at the end of the day, like you're a business and you have to make money, and so you have to figure out like what rates are fair for both you and for the client or customer. The next tip I have is to be flexible. So obviously it depends on like what your business style is, or what your business actually is. But I think it's important to be flexible in general, because business, like life in general and business in general, like never goes perfectly, and you just have to be willing to like roll with things. And I think that really helps relieve stress, to just be flexible, like be very clear about what your like mission is and overall like the direction you want to go in, but be really flexible about maybe sometimes how it takes to get there, or what it takes to get there. And I think that just kind of having that go with the flow attitude is key for reducing stress. So being flexible is really key. Number 6 is to make to-do lists. So I am a big fan of lists. Obviously, I made a list to share these tips with you. I try to every night write a list of the most important things that I need to do for the next day. And that way, when I sit down at my desk, I have my little checklist and I know, got to email these people, got to get this done, got to do that. And it's very easy for me to just be efficient and to get through the most important things that I need to for that day. And then I always have like this like running, never-ending list of like basically my wish list of things that if and when I get time, or when I just feel like super motivated for them to just accomplish those things. But there's been seasons or days where I just, for whatever reason, don't create my lists, and I will literally be lost. Like I'll get stuff done throughout the day, but that day is more stressful. I don't even remember what I did, and sometimes I waste a lot of time because I'm not being efficient. And so you need to be very organized and create lists, I think, as well. And I actually have 7 tips here. So the last one is I said, this is kind of like, I scribbled this down, but I said, you gotta do it all until you can afford to not do it all. So when I first started my business, my very beginning, like I did everything. I created my own website. Like even when I started YouTube and doing videos, like I did all my own, filming and editing and just everything. And I think that that's really important, is to just have that type of attitude of like, I'm just going to figure it out. I'm going to learn how to do it, and I'm going to do it the best that I can. It's obviously like not going to, maybe like my website's not going to look as good as like some amazing website that somebody paid like thousands of dollars for, because maybe you're not in a position to pay thousands of dollars for a website. So in the beginning, you just have to just get started, can't worry about things being perfect, and you just have to like figure things out until your business grows enough that you feel like maybe financially you can outsource something or delegate something to someone else who maybe is better at it for you. And another tip, maybe I got this from like a video, an entrepreneur video or a book or something. I can't remember where I got this tip, but somebody had this tip before and it was great. And I'm going to share it with you now. Is as you're working, if you come across like something that you are like, you know what, I don't want to do this. Like, I think somebody else could be better at this than me. Like, write that in a notebook somewhere or like on a sticky note and stick it. Like, I had like a little wall of like sticky notes of things that I was like, these are my dream things to like delegate and have someone take over. And that way, when it comes time to maybe hire someone or outsource some things, you have like a job description over to the side of like bookkeeping, accounting, this or that, things that you really don't like to do. And that way you just have this like running list of things that you'd like to delegate. So, but I think in the beginning it's really important to just get started and to do the best that you can. And I think off of that as well, like another thing that's important to remember is like most people winging it and figuring it out as they go. I think having that attitude as an entrepreneur, especially if like you're a smaller business, it depends on what type of business you are. Like if you're like a huge giant corporation, you probably should have it figured out a little bit better. But like if you're like my husband and I, just the two of us running our company full time, like a lot of times we'll have an idea, and especially with YouTube, I mean, like this Let's Chat series, like you can come up with an idea, just kind of put it out there and see how it goes and test the waters and see if people like it or if people don't. But a lot of times like we're just winging things along, like winging it as we go along. And I think that that's important to have that attitude as an entrepreneur. And one of the best things you can really do is to just get started. I know a lot of people like have lots of ideas and lots of dreams for things, and I'm definitely that type of person where I have like every day I have like tons of new ideas, but like the most important thing you can do is execute, because ideas are just like a dime a dozen, but what's important is the execution process. And to execute, you have to get over the fear of things being perfect. And I also feel that like I'm growing in this as well, but especially with like being in the internet space and like YouTube and on social media, obviously like beautiful, perfect pictures are great like on Instagram, but there's also something really wonderful about like being genuine and being real. And at the end of the day, like those things I think actually maybe make more of a difference, or really like you can connect with people and help people. I don't really know where I'm going with this. I had like a point in the beginning and I think I'm rambling now, but I think the point is that, to just get started, just keep going. Don't worry about it being perfect. And I think that if you're genuine and real and really passionate about what you're doing, and you're willing to be flexible, and you're willing to just keep going and figuring it out, like eventually you're going to grow and you're going to have success, and you're going to look back and you're going to realize that like, hey, like we're making something here and we're creating something here and we're building momentum and moving forward. And so I think, those are some of my tips for being a girl boss. Like hopefully you guys found those helpful, but I think just having like a can-do attitude and like being really passionate and just having a positive mindset and just going for it, like you believe in yourself and you believe in your vision and you just go for it. You just got to get started and keep going for it. So those are my tips for being a girl boss. Like I said, I'm figuring it out as I go as well. So if you're watching this video and you're also a gal who runs her own business, I would absolutely love to know that. So please introduce yourself in the comments below, maybe share what your business is, and also share any tips that you have as being a girl boss yourself. Or if you have any questions for me also, you're welcome to leave leave those in the comment section below. But that's today's video. I hope that you guys liked this video. Thanks so much for chatting with me today, and I will see you guys in the next video.